Hi, and welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Martina Wade-Hill, your personal life coach, helping you navigate through life. For personal coaching sessions with me, I invite you to my website, lifecoachmartina.com. Tune in regularly on YouTube for more episodes, and please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So today, I want to talk about what's holding you back. Many of us have goals, right? We have these goals, we put them into motion, but then sometimes we don't achieve them. And, you know, we say this is what we want to do, but sometimes we're not consistent with our plans. And so I want to place this question. What's holding you back? Why can't you finish your plan? What is the actual thing that's holding you back? Are you afraid of something? Or are you afraid of achieving your goal or failing at it? Let's be honest. What is that thing that's keeping you from creating your ultimate happiness? Just 3.5 years ago, believe it or not, I was almost 400 pounds. I was on a cane. I had trouble walking. I had trouble breathing. And at that time, I was an unemployed professor. The school that I was teaching at, it closed due to budget cuts. And that left me not only struggling, but it also left me depressed. I even had a nurse that came to the house twice a week, and she cared for me. All this time while I'm pastoring my church, yet I could barely walk. My staff took turns helping me around the house, washing the dishes, picking up my prescriptions, driving me to my doctor's appointments because I was too immobile to drive myself due to a back injury. And I was in a lot of pain, physically and emotionally. It was literally the hardest time of my life. And at that time, my doctor suggested that I go find some water to help relieve my back pain. So I joined a fitness club that had an indoor pool, and I took my time walking in that pool almost every day until the pain relieved. Eventually, I rehabbed myself off the cane, and little did I know that my setback was a setup for the biggest change of my life. I was invited to an aquafit class, and the instructor took a shine to me, and she worked with me. And over a short period of time, she quickly got me a job at the gym. Now, listen, I still think about that moment where she was working with me. And when I say working with me, I mean like she was, you know, showing me different things to do as far as exercise in the water. And little did I know, she's calling corporate saying, hey, I know this lady that would be great to work here. I had no idea none of this was going on. And so she told me, and, one thing led to another. And honestly, I got the job. So I remember sitting there at the desk with my employer, and she's, asking me questions. We're doing the interview. She's typing, on her computer, and she's, making calls to headquarters. Blah, blah, blah. I got this person, Martina. Da, 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 da. She's doing all that, right? And I'm just sitting here befuddled because I couldn't believe I'm about to be hired as a fitness instructor, right? So I have no background in fitness. I was an educator for 18 years, and when you can teach one thing, you can teach anything. So I believe that was one of the reasons why I got the job. But I'm sitting here, no fitness background really, and I'm close to 400 pounds, and I'm being hired as a fitness instructor. So I'm sitting there, and she's again typing, putting things together, and I had to stop her. And I'm going to tell you, this is exactly what I said. Excuse me, but do you know I'm fat? Literally, no joke. That's exactly what I said. Do you know I'm fat? Now, y'all, I don't need no emails. Don't send me no emails. That's exactly what happened. All right. And I remember her stopping in mid type and she looked at me and she said, Martina, we are an equal opportunity employer. And besides, you look like the type that will lose the weight and inspire a whole lot of people. And you know what? She was right. 9 months from that date, I lost over 100 pounds. No surgery. I worked very hard. I worked out 5 hours a day plus taught my classes. I worked 6 days a week. I worked hard. They taught me nutrition. They taught me how to exercise. They taught me different methods of exercising. I worked hard. And to this day, I've lost almost 200 pounds total. Just 3 years ago. I was looking at a picture the other day, and it was my faculty picture, and it was like the last photo that we took before they closed the school. And I looked at it and I thought, wow, in this picture, I was barely able to walk, and not too long after that photo, I was on the cane. And I was depressed. And now I'm a life coach and a fitness instructor, and I dance and jump and inspire for a living. It's so funny. It's so funny how people can see things in you that you can't see in yourself. That's why it's so important that you have the right people in your circle so that when it's your time, they can help you pull out the greatness inside of you. I'm a firm believer that the people in your circle need to be the people for next season. Not the season you're in, but for next season. Because they're the ones that are going to be used to elevate you to your next position in life. That next life change, that next moment. They're your next season people. So I'm going to ask this question again, and I really want you to think about it. What's holding you back? Because see, for me, it was rejection and hurt and disappointment that was holding me back. It was the fear of failure that was holding me back. But once I got out of my own way, I grabbed my freedom and I never looked back. But I did learn a few things along the way. I learned how to achieve some goals. One thing that I learned as far as achieving your goals is that you can't be afraid to fail. And that's a mouthful because most of us are afraid to fail. But in order to achieve your goals, you can't be afraid to fail. Mistakes are a part of the process because there are lessons to be learned along the way. Take time to learn the lessons. Then get up, try again, and keep trying until you get it right. When I first started in fitness, obviously I had a lot of work to do. I didn't know much about fitness. And so I remember making a whole lot of mistakes in front of people. And I've always been a public figure in some way, so I was used to growing in public, if that makes sense. It's a lot harder to grow in public than it is growing behind closed doors. So I knew that people were constantly watching me. They watched me ask questions. They watched me fail. They watched me do everything. And I was very aware of the fishbowl syndrome, I call it. And I sat there and watched them watching me. And they would laugh at me, talk about me like a dog in the street, and even stared at me while they were calling corporate talking about she too fat to teach us. That hurt a lot. They would literally call corporate, tell them that I'm too healthy to be their instructor and that they wanted a smaller teacher. And I remember corporate standing their ground and standing behind me. And they would say, after every complaint, they would say, did she show up to class? And they said, yes. Was she on time? They would say, yes. Did she give you a workout? They said, yes. Then there's no complaints. My coworkers stood behind me. They supported me. And over a quick amount of time, there was results. There were results. And I realized that the same people that told me I wasn't qualified, the same people who called corporate on me, the same people that said I was too unhealthy to teach them anything, that same people were the same people singing my praises when I dropped that first 100 pounds. I thought that was really interesting, giving me all these good compliments, you know. I began to realize that some compliments are empty because of the people who are giving them. Know your value for yourself. Know who you are for yourself. Don't rely on the words of other people. Know who you are. Know your value, because that's what's going to push you at the end of the day. I remember there were so many moments where I could have quit, but none of those moments I ever wanted to, because I knew it was destiny for me to be in that moment, in that pool, seen by that woman, that instructor that got me that job. I knew it was that moment. I knew that this was my breakthrough. This was my shift. This was my launching pad. This was my gift to get healthy and to change my life. So I wasn't going to let anyone cheat me out of it. So I remember after every class, and it was so difficult, I would teach this class, and I remember these ladies would take my class so they could just make fun of me. And then they would sit in the locker room and talk about me like I wasn't there. And I mean, they talked about me dirty. And there was a certain stall in the showers that I would go to every Wednesday and just cry. I literally would cry in the shower every Wednesday for a year and a half because the bullying got so bad. But I continued. I refused to quit. Someone else would be, they would get up and say, you know what, I don't have to take this. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I'll work out at home. I'll do this. Not me. I refused to quit because that was my gift. And no one's going to cheat me out my gift. Sometimes people can't see what you're going to become. They can only see where you are. And you know what? Work that to your advantage. Because I tell you right now, if people spit on you where you are, they have no right to be where you're going. Let them show their character in that moment. I also learned if I stayed focused, if I continued to work hard, I knew that one day things would get better for me, that I would get better for me. And it did, and I did. There's one thing I know for sure, if I don't know nothing else, if you don't practice, you can't get better. So don't cheat yourself from your own improvement. And don't let others cheat you because they're going to try. You're the one with the vision, not them. And it's your vision that's going to help you change your life. It's just inevitable. Next, I'm going to tell you the next thing to achieving your goal is be present for your journey. Be present for your journey. So I know that a lot of times, especially with weight loss or even with goals that have to do with career, a lot of us, we want to snap our fingers and then we go forth and achieve our goals. We want an instant result, an instant moment where when we're sick and tired, right? We don't want to wait. We want to just fast forward our lives to a climactic ending. But there's a blessing in the journey. Don't cheat yourself out this journey. Be present and aware out of every moment. Quick story. I during my weight loss journey, and I was still very much learning a lot about, how the body works and how weight loss works. And so um, I was chained to the scale, like many of us do. We weigh ourselves, and that scale would determine if it was going to be a good day or a bad day. So at this time, I got to a size 12. And so my goal was to be in the single digits. I had never had a dress, an outfit, or nothing in the single digits. So this was a big deal for me. And so here I am. I got these, my workout clothes, and I didn't spend a lot of money on my clothes because I was trying to lose weight. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money purchasing clothes. So I bought, I'll just go and say it. I bought some cheap clothes, right? So I'm working out, and I noticed that my pants was getting a little loose, but I didn't worry about it. I just figured I had some cheap pants. I'm just going to tell the truth. So I thought I had some cheap pants. And so my clients at the class that I was teaching, they were like, I think you're losing weight. Maybe you should get some new pants. And I'm thinking to myself, no, these are just cheap pants. I'm going to keep wearing my pants. I'm not going to spend money on these cheap pants, right? So I felt that way because when I would go on the scale didn't move. And I would go day after day, week after week, the scale wouldn't move. I worked so hard, I ate clean. I counted my calories. I worked out hard. Scale wouldn't move for quite a while. Months. So in my mind, I'm thinking I plateaued, right? But it never occurred to me that I was losing inches, right? So I'd never checked to see my inches. I only relied on that scale. I didn't even think about me gaining muscle. I didn't think about any of that, right? So I'm still really new to this thing, right? So I'm thinking, these are my cheap pants. Don't worry about it. So I'm week after week, my clients begging me, I think you're losing weight. You might need to buy some new pants. And I'm just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm fine, whatever, it's cheap pants. So one particular day, I'm here with my class and, I'm really teaching it. I mean, I'm getting into my lesson. I'm teaching real good in my cheap pants, And I started jumping. So I'm jumping high. I'm doing my Michael Jordan jumps. You know what I'm saying? I'm jumping high. And I remember this moment where I was jumping and my whole class kind of looked up, then looked down, eyes wide as the sun, mouth open. And everybody just stopped working out and just looked down at me. And then I felt this breeze, I was like, boy, I feel this breeze on my legs. You know what I'm saying? And I looked down and my pants had hit the floor and I realized I was naked. So I said, oh, well, all right, maybe I should get some new pants. So that day I went to the store and I went to the store to obviously buy some clothes. And so I went where I normally go, to the plus section. And I went to the plus size section to look at the size 12s. And then when I did, I went to the changing room to try on my clothes and they were too big. The size 12 was too big. So I went to the attendant and I said, are these normal 12s? She said, yeah, these are normal 12s. I said, okay. So I tried on the size 10 and they were too big. And I said, is there any other numbers in the plus size section? She goes, nope, you have to go to the other section to get your clothes. And there I was in the section with the single digits looking for clothes to wear. And it fit. And I remember being in the changing room and I was crying. And the attendant, she knocked on the door and she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I just missed it." And she said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "I missed it. I missed all the numbers in between. I missed all those moments in between. I missed them. I missed the 10. I missed the 8. I missed all those numbers in between. I didn't get a chance to celebrate my milestones because I missed them all." And you would think, well, why are you upset? Why, you should be totally happy, you know, about your change and your progress. And I was, mind you, I was. It was just that I felt like I cheated myself out of those moments because I wouldn't listen, number one. And number two, I expected my journey to come in one way. I thought all my blessings were going to come in this way. I thought my journey was going to go just straight lined. I didn't expect anything different than what I wanted to see. And so I missed it. I did. And I want to tell you, journeys don't always go the way we expect. That's why we have to open our eyes, see what's around us, and be grateful for every moment. Look for your gains in different areas of your life. Don't just expect one miracle to happen for you and one blessing to happen for you in one way. Expect your whole life to change. Expect big miracles and small miracles. Expect big changes and large changes, and go looking for every change you can find. Don't just pay attention to the norm. Pay attention to it all, because every moment you need to be present for. There is a lesson, there is a triumph, there is a win in every moment. Because I promise you this, those moments matter and they make a difference on how you feel about your outcome. Our success is what we make it, and we only make it if we're not afraid to fail. Besides, you only truly fail if you quit on yourself. And even if you're afraid, do it afraid. But no matter what, do it. If you don't try, you fail automatically. So you might as well get up, bet on yourself, and I promise you, it's the best risk of your life. I'm Dr. Martina Wade-Hill, your personal life coach, helping you navigate through life. For personal coaching sessions with me, I invite you to my website, lifecoachmartina.com. Tune in regularly on YouTube for more episodes. And please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. And until next time, be safe and love each other.